Hi guys, so now we have 11.3. So 11.3 reads as follows. It says that determine how many four-digit numbers can be formed from 10 digits, meaning the digits from 0 to 9. Yeah? If the repetition of digits is allowed, so 11.3.1, it says that we should determine how many four-digit numbers, yeah, can be formed with digits from 0 to 9 if repetition is allowed. So we know that we have four spaces or must make up a four-digit number, right? So now they said that the repetition of digits is allowed. So at first, how many digits do we have in total? It's 10 digits that we have in total. Then to choose the first digit, how many choices do we have? We have 10 choices. And then to choose the second digit, just because now we have chosen the first one, remember they said that a repetition of digits is allowed. So it means that we still have 10 choices to choose the second digit. And then still, when it comes to choosing the third digit, we still have 10 choices. And then for the last one as well, we still have 10 choices, right? So now, if we have something like this, what can we do now? We know that this can be done in 10 ways. This can be done in 10 ways, and also this can be done in 10 ways. This can also be done in 10 ways. So this is simply 10 times 10 times 10 times 10, which is the same thing as simply saying this is 10 to the power of 4. So you can just put this into a calculator and see. Let's see what is this equals to. So now we can see that this is equals to 10 to the power of 4. This is going to be equals to 10,000. So this is the same thing as saying 10,000. So we know that it says that how many four-digit numbers. So we can make up 10,000 four-digit numbers. Four-digit numbers. Right, so we can make up 10,000 four-digit numbers if we make up what we choose from 10 digits, right? So this is what we have for from 11.3.1. All right, so now let's move on to our next question. So our next question here, it's 11.3.2. It says that how many four-digit numbers can be formed, right? If repetition of digits is not allowed. Remember, we still have how many spaces? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, because we have to choose four digit. Then now, what they are telling us now is that digits are not allowed to repeat. So meaning that how many choices do we have to choose the first digit? We have 10 choices, right? Because now we have chosen one choice. How many choices are we left to choose from since the repetition is not allowed? So we are only left with 9. And then now to choose the third one, we are only now left with 8. And then to choose the last digit, we are only left with 7 choices or 7 digits to choose from. So now it is the same thing as say this can be done in 10 ways, this can be done in 9 ways, and then this can be done in 8 ways, and then this can be done in 7 ways. So according to the fundamental counting principle, we are going to say this can be done in 10 times 9 times 8 times 7 total ways, right? So let's find out what does this equal to. So we have 10 times 9, so we have 10. So this is 10 times 9 times 8 times 7, right? So what do we get as an answer? We get that this is 5,040. So 5,040. 5,040 what? Four-digit numbers, right? So it's 5044 digit numbers that can be made if there's no repetition of any digit, right? So now let's have 11.3.3. So 11.3.3, it says that now the last digit must be 0 and repetition of digits is allowed. So we still have 4 digits, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4. But then now, just because we have a restriction, the restriction, it says that the last digit can only be 0 or must be 0. So now that we have a restriction that the last digit here must be 0. How many zeros do you have from 0 to 9? It's only 1, right? So you can just say that we have one choice here to choose the last digit. So now we have chosen the last digit. How many choices are we left with? We are still left with 10 choices, because here they said that a repetition of digits is allowed. So it means that we still have 10 choices, meaning that this first spot here can still be occupied by 0, right? So now we know that we still have 10 choices. We just write 10 choices. And then to choose the second digit here, we still have 10 choices, because the digits are allowed to repeat. So we have 10 here, we still have 10 here. So this is the same thing as saying that we have 10 times 10 times 10 times 1. So this means that these can be done in 10 times 10 times 10 times 1 number of ways, right? So what do we have here? This is the same. Remember that this is the same thing as saying 10 to the power of 3, right? So what do we know about 10 to the power of 3? So this is 10 times 10, which is 100. Then 100 times 10, this is going to be 1000. So meaning that 1004 digit numbers, 4-digit numbers can be made, right? So meaning that 1004 digit numbers can be made if so meaning that now 4-digit numbers can be made now when we multiply this 10 times 10 times 10, and then we have this. So meaning that 4-digit numbers can be made if repetitions is allowed and the last digit must be 0. So meaning that we can have 1004 digit numbers that are possible.